these are very exciting products for us. Obviously, you get the opportunity to work on a modern day muscle car in the studio, and I think everybody gets giddy in the studio. So, no joke, everybody's pretty excited about the car. We've been seeing them running around the building. You've seen them at the auto shows. Everybody in our studio is really excited for the product. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we did moving forward from 14 to 15. The styling aspects, front and rear. We're able to touch the hood, the front and rear fascias. We've got new wheels. Obviously, Ryan will tell you about the interior. So, the biggest message here, as Richard mentioned, we wanted to try and evolve the Challenger from the 14, which was the 2008 to 14, which were inspired by the 1970 car. How do you evolve such an iconic car, right? Without alienating a lot of people and creating something new. So we wanted this car to be more tailored. We wanted to get more technology in the outside of the car. I'll touch on the lighting. But the biggest thing was that evolution, right? So we thought the 71 would be a good tie-in. And how you bring some of that history, how do you evolve the Challenger? The 1971 car provided the influence for us to do that. So the grille that you see on the front, the taillights that you guys saw rolling into the parking lot out back, that split racetrack that Richard mentioned, that was the cue that we thought would really, we could really build on from a detail standpoint on the car. So that's what you see here in the grille. So when you look at the grille, there's the bezels you see here in satin. And when you look at the black on the scat pack, some unique finishes there. We've got gloss black both on the grille and on the headlight bezels. And there's that gloss black treatment is another one of the little touches we wanted to bring up a notch and really tell a little bit about the refinement of technology in the vehicle. And you'll see that gloss black on the rear. So the whole front end graphic has been compressed a bit to try and enhance the width. A little more aggressive on the brow and the headlamps. Cut off that headlamp for kind of an aggressive look. The lower opening is bigger, and the one thing you see is the tie-in between the grills, the overall grill shape, the bezels, and the grill texture itself. The little racetrack is in there, so a common theme of that racetrack throughout the front end of the car is kind of a nice little touch for us. The softening of the front end, the new hood that's got a new power bulge on the front, it's more pronounced. We brought the openings further forward. Again, everything a little bit more tailored, a little bit more thought about, and again, a little bit softer, just to get it a little bit more refined. And that's been done on the rear as well. So one little detail as you guys walk around the cars, when you look at the A-line here, the line coming off of the belt from the glass, there's a nice little tie-in as we soften the fascia here, the nice little tie-in of that line work coming together. And it's also on the rear fascia, so when you guys get around, you guys want to come up and look and walk around the car, but it's on the rear fascia as well. So there's a nice little tie-in between all those lines. Everything's been very tailored, everything's very well thought out. The side of the vehicle, when you look at the side, you can't lose the Challenger appearance, right? So the signature appearance of those two lines going up and over the rear wheels, had to keep that. We've got new graphics to help celebrate that. There's the optional graphic that you see here on this V6 car. There's a car outside, I believe it's a gray car with a red graphic. That's our new classic graphic. So it's a new stripe, still very classic to the 71 twin stripe down the side with the RT logo on the back, but it's new. There's also the hood graphic that we use to celebrate the new power bulge. There's a car out there that celebrates that as well. So it's fun with graphics that really kind of bring the muscle car back into the Challenger new for I talked about technology a bit, and then I'll get to the one that we really want to talk about as far as the front end. Lighting technology. Everything's LED on the exterior lighting, with the exception of the projectors that are the forward lights, right? So you've still got the projectors now for fog and for the forward lighting for high and low beam. But what's really slick about the lighting is, signature Challenger appearance, right? 70, 71, it was that quad round headlight. Those halos celebrate that. You see that in these cars here. But one little thing that's kind of interesting is that inside when you look at the turn signals, which flash on the car, there's a ring in there. There's a neat little detail functional that we'll get it on this car. But technology front and rear, again, something that brings up the lighting, I think a big notch as far as what the industry standards are in lighting. And for the price of these cars, as Richard mentioned, kind of a unique feature for this vehicle. Again, bringing the vehicle to more of a refined level and still that muscle car that we really wanted to celebrate. When you look at the Hellcat, the SRT brand, design-wise, really stands for something that's authentic. There's nothing that goes on these cars that doesn't work. Everything you see on this car, there's a reason for it and it functions. And that's kind of the mantra in the SRT studio. So the front end of this car was designed around that, but still with the notion that from 500 feet away, it's got a unique signature to what's on the other Dodge Challenger. So the upper opening that you see here This brow has been brought down even further to give it an even more sinister appearance from the other cars. And then there's a unique signature of the grill shape, right? You see this little bump up here that's almost reminiscent of some other Mopar vehicles from the past and some other brands. The lower openings that you see down here, again, all business, right? That's all done for cooling. You see minimal badging. The size of that lower opening, and even the two outer openings are there for function. There's two low temperature coolers in there, one for air, one for water, one for oil. And so we'll have more of that later. So, like I said, all business. There's no fog lights on this car. There's no ACC. Minimal badging. All business on the front end for cooling, and that 707 horsepower that's underneath the hood. And speaking of that, we've got a new hood to celebrate that. The power that's underneath there. The bulge there is actually functional. It helps the supercharger live underneath that environment. There's air extractors, again, all functional. So when you look at the lower splitter in the car, and the spoiler on the back is also larger than the other vehicles. There's a camera in both of them. We bring those that time. But everything tuned in the wind tunnel for balance for aero. So when you start talking about that much horsepower, you start talking about top speed, track balance, lift, downforce. That's all been developed in the tunnel, again, all functional. So we talked about the body side on this car, the signature Challenger appearance. No different here. But one little thing that's kind of unique when you roll up next to somebody, it'll light the Hellcat. If the wheels and the brakes don't tell the story, the supercharged badge on the fender does. So there's a nice little supercharged satin finish badges on the fender. Unique finishes on the wheels for all of them. We've got Luminos on the sketch pack. We've got a new wheel here, lightweight forged on the Hellcat. It brings in kind of a new finish for us. There'll be a late availability of the finish on this one. We call it Brass Monkey. It's a bronze that's out there, but with a low gloss finish. And some of the other cars you see outside with this same wheel will have a low gloss black finish, which is awesome. Hyper black on this car. Again, the finishes, all of the nice little exterior detail touches that we put on this, really wanted to bring up the level of refinement, but still celebrate the muscle car that the Challenger really is. That's the exterior. If you guys have got any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.